So I left. Part of the reason why I've decided to come public with something that's so private for me is because I want people to understand that not only did I hit rock bottom, I hit rock bottom like 20 times. Somehow I just fought my way back.
Girl, hitting rock bottom more than 20 times? That had to be absolutely terrifying for Lisa Nicole Carson. But what exactly drove her to hit that low over and over again? Lisa was once the it girl, shining in movies like Jason's Lyric, Love Jones, and shows like ER and Ally McBeal. The future looked so promising for the Brooklyn native, but somehow her career took a nosedive. There are so many rumors about what went down, everything from struggles with mental illness and addiction to losing all her money and getting blackballed from the industry. And let's not even get started on the bizarre rumors about her allegedly engaging in bestiality. Now, it's been over 15 years since she was forced out of Hollywood, and now she's ready to tell us all about the dark, messed-up side of the industry that tore her career and her life apart. Y'all remember the stunning Lisa Nicole Carson, right? The curvaceous beauty with that signature hair that was always on point? I just have to take a moment and tip my hat to her because I've been instructed to take it off and make sure America knows this isn't just another Eve. In 1995, Lisa's career took a major turn when the legendary Quincy Jones personally selected her for a role in his TV movie Divas. After her audition, Quincy famously said, "This girl has it." For Lisa, hearing those words was nothing short of a dream come true. She recalled the moment fondly in an interview with Black Doctor website, sharing that she could have fainted from excitement. "I have always cherished that memory," she said. It was a pivotal moment in her career, one that set the stage for a string of exciting opportunities. Her next major role came in the form of Morty in Jason's Lyric, a role that catapulted her further into the spotlight. She was beyond thrilled to be doing what she loved, and according to her, the joy she felt was palpable. Lisa described herself as being constantly energized, often seen twirling around on set, lost in a blissful state as she soaked in every moment of her rising career. It was clear that Lisa was not just an actress. She was a force of nature, full of vibrant energy and enthusiasm. By 1996, Lisa landed a role on the hit medical drama ER, where she was cast as Carla Reese. As with her previous projects, she brought that same infectious energy to the set. But like many celebrities in Hollywood, Lisa's journey hasn't been easy. And unfortunately, she hasn't been one of those who just soared through Hollywood collecting success after success. Her career was filled with highs and lows, and it's hard not to acknowledge the dark side of the industry that she had to navigate. And while many of us remember her beauty and talent, there are some disturbing rumors that have followed her over the years. One of the most shocking allegations was that she was supposedly forced to engage in acts of bestiality for a role. Yeah, you heard that right. Allegedly, she was required to perform the act as part of an audition for a part, but even after going through with it, the directors didn't offer her the role. Instead, they reportedly just laughed at her. This is one of the reasons why some people are less sympathetic to her struggles. Many say that after everything went down, they can't help but feel like Lisa's downfall was deserved, as if her experiences were a consequence of the choices she made in that toxic Hollywood environment. It's heartbreaking to think about how she was treated, especially after giving so much to her craft. I can't say for sure how much truth there is to this story, but it's definitely one of the wild rumors that has circulated about Lisa Nicole Carson. What I do know is that her fall from grace was massive, and it didn't happen overnight. There was even a blind item that surfaced a while back, claiming that Lisa had hit rock bottom so hard that she ended up working as a waitress after losing everything. It's shocking, but there's actually a fan who says they recognized her working at a burger joint and decided to ask Lisa what had happened to her. According to the fan, Lisa opened up and explained that it all started with her thinking her career would never end. When Ally McBeal wrapped up, she assumed she'd land another show in no time, so she didn't bother saving any of the nearly $2 million she earned from the hit series. In fact, Lisa said she had been living in the moment and even bought a house, but ended up refinancing it. When the recession hit and the interest rates spiked, she couldn't afford the payments and eventually lost the house. On top of that, it's been alleged that during her time on Ally McBeal, Lisa was heavily into cocaine. But when the show ended and the money dried up, she couldn't afford the drug anymore. This led her down a path of using cheaper alternatives, which apparently took her a long time to recover from. For a while, her boyfriend stuck by her side, but he eventually grew tired of the partying and drug use and left. Lisa then reportedly found new men who were willing to indulge her in her reckless behavior, and they would take care of her. Meanwhile, her relationship with her family became strained. The fan claimed that Lisa had borrowed money repeatedly without ever paying it back, and that she even stole from her own family. According to the story, this is why her family cut ties with her. I get it. It's a lot for Lisa to share, especially with a stranger at a burger joint, so some of this could just be hearsay or rumors. But after the fans' encounter with her, people started to talk, and there was one thing that began to surface. The signs of Lisa's struggles were becoming harder to hide. People started saying that the cracks were showing, in more ways than one. The rumors about her battling addiction and her financial problems spread quickly, but what's important to note is that Lisa didn't stay stuck in that place. She fought through it and managed to get clean. However, it's been said that part of the downward spiral involved a Jamaican boyfriend who, allegedly, contributed to her personal and professional downfall. Despite all the rumors and whispers about her, Lisa hasn't been open about many of the things people have speculated. But one thing she has spoken about herself is the impact of her bipolar diagnosis, which she says played a major role in her Hollywood exit. According to Lisa, the diagnosis, coupled with her breakdowns, was something Hollywood just couldn't handle at the time. She openly admitted, "I was having a series of nervous breakdowns. I had managed to, keep it under wraps for a while." This admission reveals just how hard she worked to keep her struggles hidden from the public eye, but as time went on, it became harder to conceal. Lisa had always been known for her bubbly, high-spirited personality, and she loved making people laugh and bringing energy to the set. But while her co-stars on ER enjoyed her playful antics, there was one producer who wasn't so entertained. This producer had seen similar behavior in a family member who later was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and he became concerned. Allegedly, this producer's concerns led to conversations about Lisa's behavior, which many believe eventually contributed to her being let go from the show. Lisa didn't let those early warnings or concerns get to her. She brushed them aside, thinking she could handle it all on her own. That was until 1997, when her first psychotic breakdown hit. Then, just a few years later in 2000, it happened again. This time, though, the episode made headlines when she was hospitalized. It was a shocking moment for both Lisa and the public, but it was also a turning point for her. Lisa opened up about this specific episode in an interview with Essence. She was in New York City at the time, catching up with loved ones when things took a sudden turn. In her hotel room, Lisa said she had an intense outburst, yelling, throwing things, crying, and causing such a disturbance that the hotel staff had no choice but to call an ambulance. She was taken to a psychiatric ward and ended up being hospitalized for a few weeks. There, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, a condition that causes extreme mood swings, from euphoric highs to deep, debilitating lows. Lisa was stunned by the diagnosis. She had no idea what it meant and struggled to accept it. Her family was just as shocked. However, at the time, Lisa was still in complete denial about the diagnosis. She wasn't ready to accept that something was wrong, and that denial only made her road to recovery even more challenging. As she explained, "There were attempts to treat me, but I was in complete denial about having an illness. If you are in the throes of a nervous breakdown or episode, they can get to be life or death situations pretty easily. So I had experienced a couple of them back to back, and I kind of had to learn the hard way. In an interview with Black Doctor website, Lisa shared that she had a boyfriend at the time who was incredibly supportive throughout the whole ordeal. Having his support, along with the backing of her family, helped her get through it. But despite being prescribed medication to stabilize her moods, Lisa admitted that she didn't take it. She just wanted to get back to her normal life, to return to work, and to push everything else aside. She returned to work, and when she went back to Ally McBeal, she felt more in control and hopeful about her future. She even said that the production team was incredibly welcoming and supportive, but despite all of that, her contract wasn't renewed for the show's final season. Lisa revealed, "Upon being discharged, I returned to Los Angeles and went back to work on Ally McBeal, feeling more in control. Everybody on the show was wonderful to me, but my contract wasn't renewed for the final season. Nobody gave me an explanation, but I assumed it had to do with what had happened. I was devastated." A few weeks after she returned to Los Angeles and resumed filming Ally McBeal, news of her hospitalization broke. Star magazine leaked the story, sending shockwaves through her fans and the entertainment world. The tabloid claimed they got the scoop because Lisa herself had called them from a payphone while still in the psychiatric ward. In the shocking interview, Lisa revealed that on the night she was admitted, she had been drinking vodka and throwing what she called a one-woman party in her hotel room. She said she had been partying for 8 straight days, smoking substances, and that was when everything started to spiral out of control. Lisa told the magazine, "I smoked a joint laced with PCP. I think that might have triggered a collapse in my nervous system." She explained that it was her mother who checked her into Lenox Hill Hospital on January 8, 2000, using the alias Maggie Goodwin to keep her identity private. Lisa shared that she had been drinking a lot of water to flush everything out of her system, but she still wasn't sure about what her future on Ally McBeal held. After Star broke the story, other media outlets quickly picked it up, with the New York Post running the headline, "Ally Star Went Psycho." There was a rumor that spread like wildfire, claiming that Lisa was fired from ER due to her erratic behavior on set. The story went that the final straw was when she allegedly ran around the set naked and became hysterical, causing enough of a scene that the writers decided to cut her character, Carla Reese, from the show, rather than recasting the role. Given the timing of her breakdowns, it's possible that her departure from Ally McBeal had similar reasons behind it. However, Lisa herself shed some light on what really happened when her personal struggles were thrust into the public eye. She revealed that once her breakdowns were reported, she was ruthlessly torn apart by the press, which took a heavy toll on her. Being publicly scrutinized during such a vulnerable time was a devastating experience. In an interview with Essence magazine, Lisa opened up about how hard it was to see the press tear her apart. Her personal struggles were now public, and she had no choice but to confront them. In People magazine, she said her Ally McBeal castmates were incredibly supportive, putting together a video for her and offering their well wishes. But despite their kindness, they were also concerned about her well-being. Determined to prove she had control over her life, Lisa threw herself into her work on set, pushing herself harder than ever. Unfortunately, the incident in 2000 wasn't the last of Lisa's struggles. In 2004, she experienced another breakdown that was even more intense than the previous ones. This time, it seemed like everything was on the verge of collapse. In an interview with People magazine, Lisa admitted that this breakdown was the closest she came to completely losing control of her life. But it was also the turning point for her recovery. She decided that she could no longer let her illness define her or dictate her life. She committed herself to taking her medication, fighting back against the disease, and reclaiming control of her future. Lisa also explained why she eventually chose to open up about her mental health journey. She wanted people to understand that recovery was possible, even from such severe struggles. She said, "I never wanted to breathe a word about what happened to me, but I've had a change of heart. It's rare for someone who has something as severe as I've had to come out the other side, but I'd like to let people know that you can. You can get to the other side." As if battling her mental illness wasn't hard enough, imagine how much more difficult it must have been for Lisa to deal with the industry's reaction. Hollywood, with its unforgiving standards, essentially blackballed her for supposedly being difficult to work with. Now, let's be real. There are definitely people in the industry who make it hard to work with them, but Lisa's situation wasn't about her choosing to be difficult. She was grappling with a mental health condition that was affecting her ability to function in a high-pressure career. On top of that, the media did its part by ruthlessly tearing her down, making it nearly impossible for her to get back to acting. In 2001, Lisa received the news that the show wouldn't be renewing her contract for its fifth and final season. She said she was so devastated, she cried for a week straight. Even though the show never gave her a specific reason for her departure, Lisa believed her mental health diagnosis played a role. She initially thought she would be able to find another acting job, but the reality was much harder. In Centric's documentary series Being, Lisa revealed that because her mental breakdown had been so widely covered in the media, it made it nearly impossible for her to land new roles. She was essentially blackballed from the industry. After struggling to find work in Hollywood, Lisa made the difficult decision to leave the industry and move back to New York City, where she could be closer to her family. In an interview with Black Doctor website, she shared that she worked with various doctors in New York, trying different treatments and medications to regain control over her life. During this time, she suffered several breakdowns, and as she told Oprah, "Where are they now?" she hit rock bottom more times than she could count. About 20 in total. Imagine going through such a personal, devastating struggle, only to log into the internet and see cruel comments mocking your mental health episodes. Instead of support, she was met with ridicule and judgment. That kind of public shaming had to make everything feel even worse. But despite the overwhelming challenges, Lisa didn't let her illness fully take over her life. She chose to take control of it instead. As she put it, "I'm very blessed to live through it. It became pretty evident that this was something that I had to take care of to save my life, and while it could have been a lot worse, I don't look at my life as tragic, I look at my life as miraculous." In an interview with People magazine, she recalled it as the most terrified she had ever felt, saying, "It was the closest everything came to collapsing for me." Determined to regain control, Lisa decided to put everything else aside and focus on fighting her mental illness. Over time, she found the right combination of mood stabilizers, which helped her stop the manic episodes. Taking a break from the industry allowed her to spend precious time with her mother before her passing in 2011. In Essence magazine, Lisa explained how she coped with the grief through medication, prayer, music, and the support of her dog. In 2014, Lisa returned to Hollywood, hoping to restart her career. She began going on auditions and handling the rejections better than she had in the past. A year later, in April 2015, she was invited to join the Ally McBeal reunion at the TV Land Awards. Lisa said it was a joy to get dressed up and reconnect with everyone from the show. In 2017, she landed the role of Ricky Bell's mother in the New Edition miniseries. She also joined her Love Jones castmates to celebrate the film's 20th anniversary. Despite these milestones, Lisa has remained relatively low-key in the entertainment industry. In one of her last interviews with People magazine, she expressed her hope that her story would inspire others. "It's rare for someone who has had something as severe as I've had to come out the other side," she said. "But I'd like to let people know that you can." Her perspective is a testament to her strength. After everything she went through, the public breakdowns, the isolation from Hollywood, the blackballing, and the rumors, Lisa refused to let her story be one of defeat. Instead, she embraced the fact that she made it through and is continuing to heal. And honestly, don't we all want to see those mesmerizing dimples light up the screen again? It's hard not to feel a sense of hope for her future, especially after everything she's overcome. But I'd love to know what you think. Do you feel for Lisa's journey? From her time as a waitress to the crack allegations, the mental health battles, the blackballing, and now her attempt to reclaim her life, it's been a tough road. Do you think Hollywood will welcome her back with open arms, or is the road to redemption even harder than we think? Comment down below to let us know.